Also,
I started using this technique and these characters that I've created in my head with a brand new student who's 4 years old,
okay,
whose name is Miles,
okay,
and his parents wanted me to teach him piano and drums kind of at the same time,
yeah, I remember
right?
you. I remember
So
you saying Miles. Yeah,
yeah, so I started using this whole storytelling technique with these characters that I created with him for his very first lesson.
okay,
Never had a lesson before in his life, right? So it's if you're thinking scientific method, it's like bam, right? There's nothing else going on there other than what
sure,
I'm utilizing.
sure,
Um, and oh, it worked like a goddamn charm. I got a text from his mom about 20 minutes after the lesson. I was still driving home, and she was like, "Jason, oh my God, you were so amazing with Miles. Your teaching style just really lit him up, made him smile, and he really enjoyed his time and he learned so much." And I was like, "Okay, this is going to work."
yeah,
Um, so after meeting with Mikey, uh, let's see, not yesterday, but last Saturday,
yep,
we him and I sat with my whiteboard of brainstorm ideas for about 4 hours, and we just brainstormed together and started trying to put everything into more of a what do you want to call it? We try to give it more direction. You know what I mean?
sure, yeah,
And like organize it to a point where step one, two, three, blah blah blah, whatever. And it's still not there. It's going to take a while, right? But we came up with what I think is a pretty good foundation for what's to come. I
sure,
haven't started putting together any pages yet, at least
okay,
physically. It's
okay,
all in my head right now.
okay,
But I think the best place for you and I to start is to create um, these characters, the imagery of these characters, right?
yes,
I have
yep,
their names, but now we need to give them faces,
sure,
right? And personalities.
okay, all right,
So um, the main character is going to be a character that is essentially like a co-teacher.
okay,
So this character is going to be kind of like the teacher alongside of the teacher. Does that
okay,
make sense?
yes,
And this character's name is the Groove Gorilla.
okay,
The Groove Gorilla is yeah, like the professor in a sense. So there's a part of me that sees the Groove Gorilla in like a cap and gown, or maybe it's just a picture of a gorilla that's got spectacles on, something that makes this gorilla look like a fun kind of professor or teacher.
sure, yeah, yeah,
But the
yeah,
Groove Gorilla is going to be the one that's kind of like overseeing all of the lessons and co-teaching with the human teacher that's working through these books with the kid, right?
okay,
So that's character one, the Groove Gorilla.
okay, got it,
And obviously, these characters have to appeal to 4 to 6 year olds,
yeah, of course, yeah,
right? Okay, so the Groove Gorilla has a partner called the Dance Monkey.
okay,
The Dance Monkey is going to be obviously right, like smaller than the fucking Groove Gorilla, right?
right,
He's like a
he's a
monkey
monkey,
right through the trees, whatever. But
yeah,
the Dance Monkey is kind of the overseer. The
okay,
Dance Monkey is the one that comes in, and when the kid needs a wiggle break, the teacher says something like, "I did this with Miles actually. I introduced the character and I said, so Miles, whenever I say dance monkey, that means that you and I have to get up. We have to have a dance wiggle break, right?"
okay,
So I'd say dance monkey, and we go bah, and we just start dancing around, right? But
yes,
the
going all
dance
crazy,
monkey, yeah, exactly, right. To give them so that because the attention span, right?
yeah,
They have to have wiggle breaks at that age.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the dance monkey also will show themselves at the end of a lesson and recap what has been learned
okay,
during that lesson in kind of a fun, dancey, kind of dance monkey, fuck off kind of way.
all
Right?
right,
So, Groove Gorilla, Dance Monkey.
okay,
Um, the next two characters are now. all of these characters live in this village in the middle of a jungle, and there's different huts, obviously, throughout this village that house these different characters. And each one of these characters are going to teach this kid different aspects of music.
Okay.
And they're all fun, right? So it's a village in the middle of a musical jungle. And also, as part of the book, there's going to be like a big ass map,
Okay.
and it's going to show where all the, think of like Zelda, right?
Yeah. Yep.
You get the map and you find all these different places. So
Sure.
each one of these different huts is going to house a different character that teaches them a different aspect about music. But then the Groove Gorilla is going to provide the kid. There's also, so there'll be a map of all the huts, and on that map there will be spots for the kids to put a sticker where they can
Okay.
track their progress. So
All right.
there's also going to be a page of stickers where they can track their progress. Right?
Okay.
So
Yep.
you finish this lesson from this hut, you put a sticker here, and you're done with that. You move on to the next, right? But
Okay.
there's also going to be a treasure map that leads from the village to some undisclosed location through the jungle, right? Which essentially tracks their progress, where they're going to find a treasure at the end of book one, where they find a treasure, which is going to be some kind of a song or whatever. It's going to be a conglomeration of everything that they've learned up until that point.
Okay.
And they unlock the treasure, and then they learn how to play that song or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
this is just like Crash Course, right?
Yeah.
Mikey and I went into way more detail than that, but that's kind of the thing. So there's a treasure map to track their progress, and then there's also a map of the village so they can, it's fun for the kids, right?
Sure. Yeah. Of course.
They're all colorful. So we got Groove Gorilla, Dance Monkey. The next characters are the Note Monster and the Rest Monster.
Okay.
And the Note Monster loves sound, and the Rest Monster loves silence.
Okay.
So the way that I kind of envisioned these two characters in my head was kind of like Care Bears. If
Okay.
you think about like the Dave Chappelle, where he's like, I don't know if you ever saw it, but it was funny. It was like, and this was a group of teddy bear people, and they actually had symbols that on their chests that would represent how they feel, right? So,
Yeah.
maybe the Note Monster on his chest or on his belly has whole note, half note, quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, some kind of crazy design on his chest,
Yeah.
on his belly, right? And the Rest Monster, same thing, but the rest symbols, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And
yeah.
yeah, the story behind the Note Monster and the Rest Monster is kind of the same. So I'll just tell you the Note Monster, and then it's the same thing as the Rest Monster. So the Note Monster loves sound. He loves to make noise. And I did this with Miles, and I was like, the Note Monster loves to make noise. He loves sound. I'm like, so Miles, when I say Note Monster, I want you to make noise. And I went, Note Monster. And Miles went, Rah! Made loud ass noises like a little kid does, right?
Yeah, of course.
And then I said, and then Miles, when I say Rest Monster, the Rest Monster loves silence, right? So when I say Rest Monster, I want you to get as quiet as you can, as quiet as you can. And I went Rest Monster, and Miles went, and he like curled himself into a little ball and got as quiet as possible, right? To teach between those two things. So basically, the Note Monster, I was like, so the Note Monster loves sound so much that he gobbles up sound. He gobbles up notes. He eats all the notes all the time. He eats sound.
Yep.
Right? And he eats so many notes and so much sound that his belly gets so full that then he pukes. And he goes, bleh, and he pukes all these notes up onto the trees.
Okay.
And then the trees shave the notes off in very slim slivers pieces.
Yeah.
Right, that turn into paper. and then the notes are on a piece of paper, and that's how we get music. That's how we read music.
Oh, interesting.
And so the rest monster does the same thing, only with rests and
Oh,
silence.
okay. I see that.
So the note monster, yeah. So the note monster and the rest monster. All
Okay.
right. So those are the first four. So then we have supplemental characters that you and I are going to work to create, kind of like minute long to minute and a half long videos that will go along with the pages in the book.
Okay.
Right. So you'll pay for the book, but then there'll be a subscription to our channel.
Sure.
Right. They can go and they can see, the videos, they'll have videos that will correspond with the pages in the book. Right. So those are the first four main characters.
Okay.
The other characters are going to be characters that will kind of like show themselves as icons at
Okay.
like the bottom right hand of a video that you can click on. And when you click on that icon, it'll be a picture of the animal. And you click on that icon, it'll take you to another video with another page to teach you supplementally like what goes with
Sure.
that page. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, here are the icon animals. First is the Mad Clapper.
Yep.
The Mad Clapper is, obviously inspired by Alice in Wonderland.
Of course.
The Mad Clapper loves to clap,
Obviously.
but also loves to count out loud whilst he claps.
Okay.
And so the whole point of the Mad Clapper is to teach these kids
Rhythm.
rhythm.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the Mad Clapper, counting out
Yeah.
loud,
Yep.
teaching rhythm.
Yeah.
So when the Note Monster, on the Note Monster page, as the Note Monster is teaching quarter notes, the Mad Clapper will appear as an icon in the bottom of the video. You click it, and the Mad Clapper will take you to a video that'll take you through fun clapping exercises
Okay.
about how to clap quarter notes.
Okay.
Same thing with the Rest Monster, except for rests, right? So there'll be all these different little video clips, minute long to a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes max, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking
Not
super
long.
short fucking
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. And maybe even 30 seconds in time. It just
Sure.
depends. Right?
Sure.
The videos should be fun, animated, fucking big purple dinosaur, Barney, got kind of that,
Yep.
that type of shit, fun little games, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's the Mad Clapper.
Okay.
Then there's the Stick Skunk, and the Stick Skunk stanks, right?
Sure.
We'll
I would
bring
assume so. Yeah.
like funny kind of like fart things,
Yeah.
children's passion,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
there'll be a story about farts, and the kids will go that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So, but the Stick Skunk is responsible for teaching the kids how to hold the stick and the different strokes, right? A legato
Okay.
stroke versus a staccato stroke, as far
Interesting.
as essentially teaching the kids how to play with the sticks, how to hold the
Sure.
stick, how to grip the stick, that kind of thing. That's the Stick Skunk.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, where are we at? We have Groove Gorilla, Dance Monkey, Note Monster, Rest Monster, Mad Clapper, Stick Skunk. Okay, the last one that I can think of, and I'll have to go back over the notes that Mikey and I made, but the
Sure.
last one I can think of is the Patience Panther. Or no, there's two. So there's the Patience Panther.
Okay.
The Patience Panther basically comes in during kind of all these lessons, and the Patience Panther basically is teaching the kids how to have patience about learning these things that they're learning.
Sure,
So
that makes
the
sense.
patient
Yeah.
comes in and is like, "Hey, be patient. Here are these exercises, whatever's on the page or whatever, and you have to do this. You have to do this exercise this many times
Right.
in order to learn it the right way. But you have to be patient with yourself."
Sure. Makes
So
sense.
the Patience Panther needs to be kind of mysterious, but also calming,
Yep. Yep.
comforting.
Yep.
Kind of have a calming, comforting face.
And relatable. Yep.
Right, exactly. So there's Patience Panther, and then there's the Dynamic Dog.
Dynamic dog.
And the Dynamic Dog is there to teach the kids about dynamics, how to play soft, how to play loud, and the different levels of playing soft and loud in music.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, say again.
No, yeah, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. So literally, these characters will obviously like pop up at different points throughout the book because it's all a story, it's all a journey. I still have to write kind of like the initial like the introduction that's going to be like, hey, your goal is to get here,
Yep.
right? And here's the story that's going to take you here. And
Sure.
all these animals are going to guide you through the story to get to find your treasure at the end
Sure.
of this journey. And it's just, this is just first book. And then there'll be a second book, same characters, but taking you to another place in the jungle. And as your skills kind of increase, right?
So
So
what
literally the
what
whole book series is going to be a crescendo,
yeah,
right? But with the same characters that the kids can identify with and relate to as
sure.
they go. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for the first book, what's the exact theme of it?
Hold on. I got to pull up these notes.
Yeah.
Mikey's got me fucking pictures. We made this like whole weird diagram. We made a couple videos too. We'd had some drinks at the same time, so
Sure,
like
of course.
they're
Of course.
kind of funny to watch.
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see. Yep, that. Oh, you didn't. Oh, you sent me that in fucking messages, Mikey Klein. Mikey. Okay, here we go. All right. So your question was
The first book.
what's the main? Okay, so book one is going to take us through. Comes in right. Okay, so I'm trying to read his. Okay, so we're gonna book one here. Okay, here are the main themes of book one.
Okay.
Stick handling and grip.
Okay.
Quarter notes.
Who's the main
Say again?
character? Who's the main character teaching that?
Groove Gorilla is the main character teaching through all these books.
Okay.
Yeah, Groove Gorilla is me basically.
Okay.
But
Okay.
in cartoon form, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Dance Monkey, all the characters I just told you, they're in all the books.
But Groove Girl is like the main protagonist.
But Groove Gorilla is the main fucking character.
Okay.
And then the Dance Monkey is the Groove Gorilla's sidekick.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So first book, main goals of book one will be learning again kind of how to read drum music, but we're only going to be focusing on the snare, the kick, and the hi-hat.
Okay.
And then we're going to be learning quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, and the rests. So quarter notes and rests, half notes and rests, whole notes and rests.
Okay.
And then learning about 2/4 time and 4/4 time.
Got it. Okay.
And then at the very end, right, as we get to the end of the treasure chest is going to open, and we're going to reveal the mystery of the eighth note.
Okay.
And then that's book two will start with eighth notes, starting to get into accents.
Okay.
And different toms.
Okay.
3/4 time and 6/8 time. Easy fills. And then at the end of that second book, the treasure chest will reveal the mystery of the 16th note.
Okay.
And then we'll just start building from there. And,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how where we're at. Let's see. So, okay, so here's what I forgot. So the treasure map essentially is going to obviously lead the kids, from one destination in the village to another. But there will be a whole page that will have slots to put stickers that will build this 24 bar song on the drum set. And that'll be the treasure. So at the end of the book, once they get all the stickers in place, they'll be able to play that 24 bar song. And it'll be something like maybe fucking a little bit of Highway to Hell, or maybe a little bit of Billie Jean, or maybe a little bit of Seven Nation Army.
Sure,
right?
whatever.
But
Yeah,
it'll be a song that they're building to where at the end, bam, they're able to play this song.
Okay.
Yep.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are kind of the initial brainstorms, the ideas. Obviously, right? Like lots of room for refinement and figuring things out. And it's going to be a big project. But dude, I just after utilizing some of these techniques and some of these ideas with Miles just this last Friday, it's the first time I'd ever done it with a kid. Even without the book, without the videos, without the stickers, without anything, it went fucking so good. And I was like, "Yep, this is it. This is my legacy. This is my retirement plan."
Yeah, hell yeah.
I want Dante involved in it, and I want Mikey involved in it, and we're gonna get this thing done. We're gonna make fucking videos and a subscription channel that people can come and watch those videos, so there's residual income going on.
Sure, yeah.
But it's also kids at the same time. We're gonna have amazing artwork, and it's just gonna be a lot of fun, dude. It's gonna fill a gap.
Let me work on this. Like, give me like a few weeks to a month to work on this.
This, like I said, I honestly, I mean, maybe it'll happen sooner, but I honestly don't see this book finished. Well, the book plus the videos plus everything else, I don't see it being finished and brought to fruition. I'm setting a goal of 3 years, so we got time.
Yeah,
I want it to be fucking perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
And also that 3-year goal also gives me time and us time for me to like take these concepts and utilize them in the field and use them with the kids and see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
So that we can make adjustments as we go. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's set up a time when we can like connect on this. I'm off on Mondays and Tuesdays, so it's easy to get sidetracked on fucking life and shit like that, and like not follow through with shit.
Cool.
But I want to do this. So how about we set up like a time on like Monday evenings where we can like connect and be like, how's it going with this shit or whatever, and would like bring some like fucking like points to the conversation, like not just
I could even bring Mikey in on it. We could do like a group chat or whatever.
Sure.
So Mondays, so right now I have a student every other Monday. I teach from 6:30 to 7. So by the time I get back home and I'm settled in, it's like almost 8.
Sure.
So maybe we could set a time of like, I mean, dude, we could even start with every other Monday, right? So like,
that's fine. I'm up on Tuesday too, so
on Tuesdays, okay. Well, tomorrow, for example, I'm not teaching that kid, so I'll be home by more like 7:30.
Sure.
So maybe we just keep in touch. I'll start like a group thread in a couple days with you and Mikey. We can get to know each other, and then we can just say, all right, every Monday or every Tuesday. And honestly, right now, I feel like every other. would be more productive
Okay.
for us, right? Because that gives us more time to like come up with ideas, and
Sure.
it's like, because dude, every week right now seems kind of redundant. It almost seems like that's too much.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Every other week is like, oh, that gives us time to digest, do
Sure.
whatever life shit we have to do, and then we can meet up and chat for like minimum like 30 minutes
Sure. Whatever. Yeah.
and share ideas. And I can have my whiteboard out and post-it notes out and make notes, and
Yeah.
we can look at any kind of like fucking pictures you've created or little videos you've created, and
Yeah.
do the whole constructive criticism thing, and then go from there.
Yeah. That sounds good. And what I'll do with this
Cool.
this conversation that I just recorded between you and I'll I'll hit it with like AI and be like give us like an overview, an outline of like how to make this happen, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And
Well, and I mean, dude, you even did that this last time we talked, and some of the ideas were fucking amazing, right? As far as giving us ideas for like the storyline, that's
yeah,
great.
for like the fucking
Um,
like
I
the
want to utilize AI with this, but I also want to do it smartly. I want to do it intelligently. I don't want it to be the whole thing.
right. Yeah, no, I
I
right.
don't know if you saw that recent article that came out where MIT finally published results of a study that showed um, the effects of the brain that Chat GPT and
Yes,
AI
yeah, I did. Yeah.
has on kids. On people that are using it too much. They're
Yeah.
not using it sparingly. They're not using it intelligently. They're using it all the goddamn time.
And I think there's a difference between like people like you and I where we already have our intelligence,
Mhm.
right? And for me it's like I already have my
We already have the
intelligence.
foundation.
Right.
We already have that solid foundation of not using that for all of our formative years, right?
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
like I had to think for myself for like most of like my growing up years. And now it's
Mhm.
kind of like I don't know, using like stills to like paint in the corner type of deal.
Yeah.
I'm using it as a extension of my own
Yeah.
ingenuity.
It's a it's a super amazing and effective tool for getting over things like writer's block. Like, hey,
Right. Right.
I just need a little bit of a fucking punch in the ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then I'll take it from there, Chat GPT.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Cool. Yeah, dude.
So
I have again, I mean, I think we talked about this before. Like, dude, you and I have talked about doing projects together and this and that, and been so excited about it. But man, this one, this is the one for me.
okay.
This, I am like, oh my god, because there's such a gap, bro. And I haven't given away any of my ideas to
Yeah.
anybody else other than you and Mikey, but
Yeah.
just in casual conversation with other
Wait.
musicians,
Well,
with other
I'm not gonna
drummers.
steal your ideas. So.
Oh no, dude, I trust you. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be talking to you about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But just in casual conversation with other drummers, like I talked to Rick and I was like, dude, have you been able to find any like drumming method books that are good for kids between the ages of 4 to
No.
6? Rick was like, dude, I won't even try to teach a kid drums until they're 8. I was
Right.
like, well, yeah, that's because nobody has come up with a fucking strategy to do
Right.
it well,
Which
right?
you can.
And that's,
Which could
dude,
be
that's my
very.
bread and butter. That's what
Which
I'm
could
good
be
at.
very profitable for you.
Yeah, well, yes, and for the kids.
Obviously for the
To
kids.
be
Yeah.
honest, it's 100% for the kids, and again, yeah, but yes, for me too, and for you, and for Mikey, and
Sure.
that's why
Sure.
I wanted to bring the two of you in on it. Is because Mikey's amazingly creative. Um,
Amazing
And
with what?
Mikey also, dude, Mikey's the guy that's going to keep us on fucking task.
Okay.
Mikey doesn't fuck around. If Mikey says he's going to do something, that motherfucker does it. And he will straight up be like, hey, nothing's happening. Let's fucking do it.
Right.
And if you don't do it, he'll fucking do it himself and
Okay.
then bring it back to you. That's why I love Mikey so much. That's who he is.
Yeah.
You know, I can very much be a flake, bro. Very much be a flake.
Yeah.
Mikey
Oh
is
yeah,
the
me
exact
too. Me too.
opposite. Mikey is the exact opposite of us, and that's why I decided to bring him in. Is because
Good.
he's that guy that's gonna be like, "Yo, gentlemen, what the fuck is happening?
Right.
Let's get some shit done."
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay, all right, great, yeah, that's Mikey. And I
Sure.
told him that. I was like, "This is why I'm bringing you in on this." He was like, "Cool, great. When are we starting?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, already, right out of the gate. He was like,
Yeah.
"All right,
Yeah.
let's set a date and a time. Come on over. Let's talk about it." And
So, so
yeah,
here I know you don't keep up with like AI news and stuff like that. But
mhm.
but Google, I know you know what Google is, obviously. They came out with their own fucking AI video maker,
Mhm.
and you have to look up this shit. It's called VO3,
Okay.
VEO
VEO3.
3. Yes. And
The number three, not spelled out.
the number 3, VEO number 3, not spelled out. And I can get access to it, but it's kind of expensive. But it is the most sophisticated um video AI, uh what do you want to whatever you want to call it. Like
How much?
you cannot tell the difference between um real life and AI and the videos that this thing makes.
I trust you. How much?
I think it's like $60 a month, something like that.
All right. So if you and Mikey and I put in $20 a month, which is, I mean, at least for me, nothing,
Yeah.
we could have full access to this tool.
Yeah, we could have full access to it. Yeah, for sure, for
Do you,
sure.
do you,
But
okay.
but but
Is it
first,
the type of thing that would be able to do like animated videos,
yes,
like cartoons?
yes, it is. It is
Yeah.
unmatched, unmatched. Like look up VO3 videos, and you will be blown the fuck away by what it
All
can
right.
do. It is
I'll
so
look that up tonight.
stupendous.
I'll look that up tonight when we get off the phone. But
Yeah,
yeah, dude, honestly, like if it's something that I mean, again, that's why I brought you on, dude, is because of your tech savviness. I can't do that.
I know.
Mikey can't do it either, and that's why when I talked to Mikey about you, and I was like, yo, my boy Dante is all into this fucking like, and I showed him some of the shit that you've done, and he was
Yeah,
like, whoa, and I'm like, see, so it takes a team. So if you're telling me that you, Mikey, and I could spend just $20 a month to have full access to this thing
yeah,
to help out with this book, but also, could help out with other musical adventures too, right?
yeah.
Um, then I trust you.
So
So
here's
let
the thing
me
with
look it up.
VO3. It's not just video. It includes audio as well.
Oh, yep.
So it's like it's a
So
full suite. So
creating original voices for these characters.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not just video. It's audio. So you
Okay.
can tell a character what it needs to say, and it will say it in the video, and it's like perfectly lip synced. You can't tell it's like fucking AI generated whatsoever.
Dude, that's what we need.
It's
That's what we
crazy.
need.
It's crazy.
And
I got a
if it's only $20 a month per
person.
person, dude, that's fucking nothing compared to like in the long run once this project is finished, dude. And Dante, I mean, already, it's gonna take so much work, dude. because we're
It
gonna have to
is.
make videos that sync up to the pages in the book. So
It
I'm gonna
is,
have
but
to
I
finish
but I but
pages
I
in the
can put
book.
that shit together though.
I know you can, and that's yeah, dude. This is it, man. I'm not even kidding. And the other thing is that one of my students' moms, one of the moms of one of my 5-year-old students, when I told her that I was like, "Yo, I've been trying to find a book, a drum instruction book for kids between 4 to 6. You know, your kid's 5, and I haven't been able to find anything. So I've just been using my own techniques. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write my own book."
Yeah.
And I told her that this last Monday, and her eyes lit up, and so did her husband's. They were both there, and they were like, "Oh my god, yeah, do it!" And then she
Yeah.
was like, "Yo, I have a friend." She literally was like, "Are you going to self-publish with your own ISBN, or are you going to do an ISBN through Amazon, or what?" I was like, "Ning, I have no idea. I've never done this
Sure.
before." And
Yeah.
she was like, "I have a friend who knows everything about publishing books, self-publishing, the benefits of everything. I'm going to reach out to her, ask her questions, and then I'm going to give you that information because I want to support you in writing this book,
Yes.
and then how to publish it." And I was like, "Great, let's go." Right. So there's support there. We just have to fucking do the work. That's it. And then once
Yeah.
we do that work, put it out there, dude, that's fucking residual.
Yep.
Right. And
Yeah.
then not only that, but these characters can then transcend into other instruments, right? I
Sure.
mean,
And you could, yeah, like you could
there's
have like
already
a whole YouTube station about it,
yeah,
which will make you like, if you can get this viral, you can make like at least 6 grand a month from this.
yeah.
Not even kidding you.
So sales of the book, subscribers on the videos that go along with the pages in the book.
Well, not even that. I mean, only like you don't even need subscribers. It's all about advertisements on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you get
See, I
like,
don't know anything about that. If you
yeah, no,
do, that's why.
if you get like over like 100K subscribers on YouTube, you're making about six
Mhm.
grand a month.
See, and then literally all you and Mikey and I have to do is just put together a contract that's like we each get a third. Done.
Sure. Yeah.
Simple as fuck. Right? I'm
Yeah.
not in this. I mean, I'm not in this solely for the money, dude. I'm in
No,
this
but
to
I mean,
fucking
sure, but you
help the
still want
kids.
money, but
Yeah, exactly. But dude, you know, that's why I want to keep it just a small 3-person team. That's it.
sure.
Boom. Just us three. And we can do everything. Right?
And
Uh,
it's way simpler than you think to become viral on YouTube with these kind of things. Uh, which I know these things, so I could be like the asset in that
yeah,
area.
dude,
And
you're the tech guy.
yeah, and it's not really that hard to go viral on social media. You just kind of have to know a couple of things and
Mhm.
know the algorithm and take advantage of it, which I
Yeah,
know. So
exactly. Yeah.
so it's not that yeah, as long as you get like 100K subscribers, which you could do easily,
Mhm.
um, you're making some pretty good money.
Well, you know, and then in addition to the book and the animated videos, then there's videos that I could do explaining to teachers how to utilize the book and the videos in the correct way,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And then, dude, the potential is fucking limitless. Bob's your fucking uncle. Let's go,
It is.
Bob.
It is.
Yeah,
And I think from you, the most important thing would be the script,
yeah,
like
exactly.
the curriculum,
Yeah,
something that's
I
going to
have to. I
be
have to.
understood easily and virally accepted.
Yep. I have to write the scripts. I have to write the stories. They have to be relatable. They have to be easily understood. And you know how talkative and wordy I am.
Of
I
course
mean,
I
come
do.
on. I'll make it happen.
Yep.
A lot of it is happening in my head, just in my head right now.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Whatever you can like put into the words, I can put into animations.
okay. So I think the next step is you kind of working on the cartoon characters, the imagery, right? Mikey is going to continue to think about the progression of the books.
Yeah,
I've already talked to him about this, like the progression, and that dude, that guy smokes more weed than anybody I know in my life, but he gets so fucking creative when he's
yeah,
on it, dude. Like, so I can kind of put him in charge of like progression of like how the book series is going to go, like book
sure,
one, book two, book three, book four, and then also how to uh, how to take these ideas from one instrument and put them on another. He's
sure,
also a multi instrumentalist, right,
sure.
and a producer, and does kind of what you do, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then I'll just work on writing the stories out.
Well, so here's what I need from you is
Okay.
kind of like a character list that you want to be individually cast, right? As like individual like animations,
Okay.
their personalities, what they,
Backstories.
yeah, what they care about, all that kind of stuff. Like that
Okay.
would like help me out on like making like animations for everybody.
Yep. Well, and that right there. So in addition, so I want a book that's like a lesson book for the kids, and then I want one that's kind of like a activity coloring writing kind of book,
Yeah,
to accentuate, right,
yeah,
what's going on in the lesson book. But
yeah,
then there needs to be a book that goes, page to page, lesson to lesson, that describes to teachers how to use it in the right way.
sure,
How do I present this? How do
sure,
I make this work as a teacher? Right?
yep,
Because you know most teachers aren't super imaginative when it comes to, okay, I can look at this page in the book and I know how to tell the story. No,
sure,
I want to instruct the teachers as well,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's three books per, 4 fucking levels for 4 to 6 year olds, and then there's a series of books to take the kids from the ages of 7 to fucking 9, or 7 to 10,
sure,
and then from
yeah,
10 to 12, and 12, 10 to 13, right? And then you have to kind of mature the story as it goes along as they get older, right?
sure, that
So
makes sense. Yeah,
there's that too. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And
Mhm.
it's very doable.
It is. It's gonna take a lot of work, but also, like, dude, it sounds like, I don't know. I've been having fun just thinking about it and writing it down, like just super fucking motivated.
Sure.
I have this one whiteboard that I map everything out on, and then I take a picture of it, and then I erase the shit, and then
Yeah.
I do another version
Yeah,
of it,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I do another version of it, right?
Yep.
So yeah, hell yeah,
Okay.
nice.
Yeah. I got the conversation recorded. So I'm gonna send that through my AI and
Okay,
try to get an overview, like a curriculum overview of like how
yeah,
to make this happen, and I'll send that
okay.
to you.
Right now, all we need to focus on is the primer level, first book,
Okay.
right? Which what I told you was quarter notes, whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and the corresponding rests,
Okay.
and then at some point introducing piano and forte, right? Just
Yep.
soft and loud, very simple,
Okay.
super fucking.
Okay.
And that's book one, and then at the end of
And
the
what
primer level
what
book.
ages would you say where that would be?
Well, so okay, so this will be the primer level book will be for ages 4 to 7,
Okay.
but there will be at least, I would say, at least 2 levels after that. So primer level, level 1, level 2 will go from ages 4 to, let me say, 8.
Okay.
But like primer level will be whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and the rests. And then at the end of that book, the treasure chest will open and introduce the mystery of eighth notes. Book
Okay.
2 will start, talking about eighth notes. There'll be a little bit more difficult grooves, right? I'll introduce just like basic rock grooves, basic coordination, and all that. But the first 3 books will be geared towards kids between the ages of 4 and 8.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then after that, when we get into like 16th notes and harder grooves and different styles of music and shit like that, then we're talking between like 9 and 12. So
Okay.
think of like WASP programs: 4
Yeah.
to 6, 7 to 10, 10 to 12,
Yeah.
13 to 16. Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
That kind of progression.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there'll be supplemental books where at a certain level, there'll be a book that is just all basic drum fills, that kind of thing. But that,
Okay.
again, these are all just like brainstorm ideas.
Sure.
This shit will come. But number one goal is that primer level, that first book.
Okay.
Right? The lesson book, and then the writing / coloring book for
Okay.
ages 4 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. I got all this recorded. I'm gonna put this through my AI and see what I can do with this. And I'll
Nice.
probably send you something tonight, an overview, and see what I get out of it.
Cool. Yeah, dude. And then the other thought I had about it was how piano and drums, those 2 instruments, go so well together.
Sure. They're both percussion.
What if,
Anyway.
what if, again, focusing on just the drums side of things.
Yep.
But then what if there was a same kind of series of books, 2 books, that was piano, that went hand in hand with the drum book. So they were kind of learning drums and piano at the same time. And you could move back and forth between 2 books, right? And each piano lesson corresponded with a drum lesson. And then each drum lesson corresponded with a piano lesson.
Okay.
And then moving through that way, right?
Okay.
I've heard so many teachers over the years be like, especially drum teachers, that are like, hey, I won't take on a new drum student unless they have at least 1 year of piano
Sure.
lessons. Well, why can't we do that fucking concurrently?
Sure. Yeah.
So, but again, I'm just, my brain, dude. I'm just like,
I do. Yeah.
So first focus is on just that the drum side of things.
Okay.
Right? And then,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
Right.
Dope. I'm
so
actually
excited.
I'm actually excited to program this in, see what I get out of it, and send it back to you real quick here.
Cool. I love it. Dude, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, of course, brother. Of course.
I am so excited about this, especially after, like putting it into fucking real life practice
Sure.
with this kid Mile, and seeing it work, and not only seeing his reaction to it, but his parents' reaction to it was like, oh my God, Jason. Where'd you come up with this?
I think that's something going on. Yeah.
And they were like, dude, that's amazing. Like, do it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe in it.
Me too. 100%. 100%. I believe in it because I've seen it work firsthand.
Yes.
Without the book and without the fucking videos. I've seen it work.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's only going to make it better.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Yep.
Well, let me put this some shit together for you, and let me send you some stuff back here in a little bit.
And I'll reach out to Mikey and I'll talk to him about the fucking, what was it? VO3.
VO3, yeah, it's from Google.
Yeah,
look it up. After I get off after I get off with you, go to Google and look up VO3. VEO3. Look it up.
VEO number 3. Okay.
Yes.
And I'll reach out to Mikey and I'll just be like, maybe I'll send him some examples. Maybe you send me some examples or whatever. Like, not even using VO3, but just what it is that you can do. And also,
VO3 is going to be like the best option at this point. Yeah. Really, it has audio with it, so you can like make them. It is right now. VO3 is like right now, like the best that you can get.
Okay. And I'll reach out to Mikey and I'll just say, hey, $20 a month from each one of us.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to utilize this as much as we want.
Yeah.
This is gonna pay off in the future. And I have a feeling Mikey will jump on it and be like, all right, and we can create like a fucking, I don't know, Venmo account or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever it is, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, just look it up. Like right after I get off line with you, look it up. Look up VO3 and just shoot me a text on what you think of the shit because it's fucking crazy.
Dope. I love it. Cool, man.
Cool. Right on. Well, I'm gonna take all what we just said and try to make something out of it. I'm gonna send something back to you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, dude. Good to talk to you. Good to hear your voice.
You too, brother.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Being willing to work on this with me. I really appreciate you.
Of course, brother. Love you.
Cool.
All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.